So we're still talking data, we're still talking innovation, and definitely we are talking Ghana Digital Innovations Week. This is still GDIW TV, and I'm here with Mr. Antwi. Mr. Antwi happens to be the head of operations for Accra Digital Center. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm really concerned about something. I'm very, very concerned about data.
Shoot.
And control.
What about it?
So, what is the current situation when it comes to data control? Do we have full control of data within our sub-region, or it goes elsewhere?
Well, you see, it's a very good concern you have. As we're saying, we're improving on our innovation. But as we go on innovation, we're producing data. Mm-hmm. We are building things. We are collecting data. We are collecting records. Right question, where are the controllers?
Yeah.
Most of us are signed up to AWS, sitting in America. Some of us are signed up to Microsoft Azure. Some of us are on, Oracle platforms. The real thing is that the critical infrastructure that the data will sit on, most of it is non-existent in our country or on the continent.
Okay.
I mean, in our day and our time, we are looking at things like data latency. So latency is the speed of which you can access your data.
Okay.
Again, you're talking about data sovereignty. So who actually owns the data and who controls it? Ownership and control are two different things.
Two different things.
You can own the data, but you may not be controlling it. And this is where we need to have that conversation. Even as we build a digital economy, there will be a lot more data generation, because we say data is a new oil, it's a new gold. Well, if it's a new oil and a new gold, then we should be mining it.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have the likes of, we have OEMs like Google, Twitter, in country, great, happy days. But we should be cocksure that these are data gatherers, they are data miners. Where is our own, as a country, as a continent? Because otherwise, we'll come to the same scenario where, like we've done with our non-traditional export, like gold and things like that, like cocoa. And yet, the value chain, I mean, cocoa is a $100 billion industry. Yet, between Ghana and Ivory Coast, we control just about $5 billion.
Yeah.
The likes of Belgium chocolates, Swiss chocolates, they don't grow cocoa. They don't grow cocoa there. So it comes down to the same thing in the digital space, where now the continent will be producing so much data, and others will be feeding fat on our data we're gathering, the data we're producing, the data we're mining. How many data analysts do we have in Ghana?
Yeah.
How many data miners do we have? So we're talking this world of digital economy. We're talking, artificial intelligence. AI feeds fat on data. What makes AI accurate is the amount of data it's able to process in a record speed. And these are conversations we need to start engaging our minds with. That, look, are we going to have data centers in country, even on the continent? So that if you are a firm and you are putting your data in the clouds, yes, it's still going to the clouds, but the actual infrastructure still sits in Ghana. So you can actually say, oh, look, let's drive to this data center. Let's ask what is happening.
Exactly.
When we had COVID, you have firms who have to pick a phone up and call someone in San Francisco or call someone in Seattle to say, oh, we're trying to access this part of our data. That shouldn't be. That job should be in Ghana. Because those are the high value jobs. And we're missing out on that as well, like we've done with other things.
So let me ask, apart from looking at it from data sovereignty and its likely impact when we lose control over it, where do we start these conversations from?
Well,
and who should get involved in this?
At least the good thing is that now in Ghana we have the Data Protection Commission, so that has been established.
Okay.
But that needs a bit more support. I think it needs the support of every citizen to be able to function. So I'll give you a typical example. You walk into a hotel, they give you a form. Oh, enter here, sign here. They collect your telephone number. Where's the data going? Is it going to be a register where all of a sudden that information lands in the wrong hands? And then someone who shouldn't know you are in a certain hotel knows it.
Exactly.
Someone tracking you, an enemy tracking you, can track you. Oh, he's in this hotel. So Data Protection Commission is there to deal with some of these things. But it needs a lot of support because it's a very young agency. And I think that if, as a citizen, we are mindful of it, because we should be mindful of our data just as we put door locks in our houses.
Yeah.
That is how crucial it is. Because as we go into the future, the next 5-10 years, really your digital footprint is everything. That is your currency. That it becomes you. So I probably want to chip in and say those of us who have funny email addresses, in the digital future, you struggle because people cannot identify you.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
you know, someone says, oh, email me at scoringgingo at gmail. Well, hang on a minute. It may be funny, it may help you now, but in future it may not.
Yeah.
Because people need to, and so things like your Twitter handle, your Facebook handle, your Instagram account, they are you. You
That's
can't
your
separate yourself from
identity.
them. In fact, there are some corporations who assess you based on these platforms without telling you.
Wow.
So they look at your commentary there, they look at your narrative there, it tells them what you're thinking. So you can't say, oh, I tweeted this or I posted this, but I'm different.
Yeah. That's who you
That is who you are. That's who you represent. And sometimes, years down the line, it can come back and bite you.
Wow.
Yeah, you may have a change in opinion, but they said, well, the internet doesn't forget. So these are things, and as good as a country, we have Data Protection Commission as one of the building blocks. Of course, we have
We need to do
cybersecurity.
more.
We have cybersecurity authority as well, which is also a very good one to have, because cyber world, cybersecurity. What do people do with our information? Just as we have police, we have BNI.
Yeah.
The same way we need someone to police the cyberspace,
Yeah.
which is the cybersecurity authority. So these two agencies are in force, but they need to be supported to grow,
Yeah.
to have the steel, to have the arms to reach out and be able to protect other citizens.
Wow. Wow.
It's important.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you
My
so
pleasure
much.
as
Thank
always,
you.
brother.
I appreciate it. So that was David Antwi, Head of Operations for Accra Digital Center. We're truly grateful. Raising the conversation about data sovereignty, data security is very important. We're looking at the long-term safeguarding our future. If we have to do it, we need to initiate the conversations now. This is GDIW TV. We'll be back.